Yeah.
That's just giving us.
She's doing this for real?
Hey, Mac.
Here, and where are the pit vipers?
It's time.
Dude, I just fucking got my hair cut. It's so hot. Now you're gonna tell me to put this on? Like, come on, man.
You gonna go shirtless?
Hey guys, Mac with the PANN News Network here. Okay, coming back at you, all fresh and cleaned up here. Thanks to my super awesome barber, Tiana. Tiana? Yeah, she's awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so after the field cut, we're all cleaned up. We're going to go around asking the community some important questions. So recently, they did just announce that they're going to be calling a federal election. As we all know, C21 is tied to that. So it's been kind of mulled over and quiet, but we're going to go and see what the community's feelings are about that, as well as test some people's knowledge. If they know who their MP is for their riding. Because, guys, remember, we are running the... It's weird to explain. I don't know how to explain it. The Canadian electoral system is kind of messed up. But yeah, guys, we're going to go out there and we're going to ask some important questions to the community. Okay, busy man himself. We're going to ask Julian some important questions when it comes to this. Julian, yeah, hey, I know I annoyed you. Cool, we're asking more questions. We're around. Obviously, the federal government has kind of announced that they are getting ready for an election cycle here and stuff. C21 being part of that and being a main concern for us as well, being business owners as well as the field and community. What are your thoughts and opinions on it, if you have any? And what is something that you would like to see kind of going into this?
My opinion is I don't think there'll be a total ban, but I think there'll be some kind of regulation that will come out of it, because I think the Liberal government still has the answer to some other people because of the optics due to the matter.
Yeah.
But I think regulation is not a bad thing. It's not bad. Some kind of a licensing or something like that, but because, Airsoft is what it is, right? Kind of thing. So
like, we might not be able to get rid of the whole bill, but if we can at least make amendments to kind of incorporate us in it and everything like that, that'd be there. Okay. So awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, and we're just going around to test the waters with the community and stuff. So I appreciate you a couple minutes here. Thank you. No worries. Okay, guys, bouncing around, asking some more questions to the members of the community and stuff. David, so obviously the federals have called this election coming up in the next probably month or so. You are aware of this?
I am.
Okay, perfect. And you are aware, I know we were talking just off camera there a little bit, you are aware of your local MP and your constituency, and you did write to them?
I wrote to them a couple times about C21 and no response. Okay. Yeah.
So hopefully we can change that around and everything like that. I know you're fighting the good fight still and everything. Is there any advice you would have to some of the younger airsofters or even some of the older airsofters who are apathetic to the situation?
Well, if you're old enough, make sure you go out and vote. And don't think that one vote isn't going to make a difference, because we have to go and try to save our sport.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, going around. It's a group effort, and Dave's a member of the community. We're all doing our part. Thank you. All right, asking more members of the community, guys. So obviously you're aware of the election that was just called?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and obviously, that's not sitting with us too well and everything with the Liberals and C21 being a kind of overlooming threat. You are aware of your local MPs. Is there any work that you've done through this announcement?
I have tried spreading the word as much as I can over Facebook to all my family and friends that I can. Most of my friends are in this community as is, so most of them already know. I don't necessarily know my MPs like by name or by heart, but I have gone with the whole, if there's letters to be sent, I will sign petitions, I sign the letters, I do what I can that way there. So I mean, I just try to do everything I possibly can, because I'm here every weekend, like whether I'm playing or just coming to hang out with people.
And thank you, Scott. We appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Guys, if you haven't already, go out there, spread the word, sign the petitions, anything and everything that you can find to help spread the word about this. This is what's important. So obviously you are aware of, we were just talking before camera there, Task Force 170, guys, 170. They've made a couple of posts on Airsoft Canada, a couple of posts on BC Airsoft. Make sure you guys check them out. Okay, they are not a political group trying to force your vote. The main goal of this kind of election cycle coming up, guys, is denying the Liberals the seats, right, guys? Like, that's the main thing. So I don't care what party you belong to, what you think. The main thing is us trying to prevent them from getting a majority government. We all know if a majority government happens, that's how they push C21 through without any change. We need that change, guys, because as is right now, we would become outlaws. And as cool as we look, I don't think we want to be outlaws. No,
I don't really want to be an outlaw. I got too much of this shit going on.
Yeah, exactly. And kids, family, stuff, life, rent, dog, all of it, guys. Mortgage, those happen too. Awesome. Thanks, Scott. No problem. All right, guys, another couple of members of the community here. Cameron, Cody, thanks again for taking your time to talk to us. So obviously, guys, we have been going around asking. The federal government did announce that they are going to be holding an election. It's coming up, guys, so obviously that's coming down the tunnel there. C21, I know that's the thing that's looming over all of our heads, and we're wondering what's going on, how can we fight it, if it's still going on or if it's getting pushed through. So I will give you guys a couple of answers that you were asking before camera, guys. Right? Basically, right now, the biggest deal is if they can get a majority government, they can push bills through without any change, without any opposition and everything like that. So they've called this election because they have a minority government and they'd like to make changes to that. Obviously, our biggest thing is just trying to understand what riding you're coming from, where your MPs stand in your local riding. So if you guys do know who your MPs are, if you've written to them, awesome. If you haven't, it's never too late, guys. A good thing for that too is, spreading the words with your friends and your family, talking to your parents, talking to your loved ones, everyone in your lives, guys. Those are the people that matter, and they're the ones that's going to have the greatest effect on it, right? So when it comes to that, again, our main objective, guys, if you haven't checked it out, check out BC Airsoft or Airsoft Canada, Task Force 170. So they're our local group that's trying to push for this political change and everything like that. They're not a political group trying to force your vote. Fucking Facebook lawyers, okay? Too many of you, all right? But the main thing, guys, is basically trying to, suppress that liberal majority that they're trying to go for and everything like that. So obviously, guys, great time, and thank you for, taking the time to learn this stuff, and, really appreciate you guys, being part of the community, and hopefully you guys can learn something from this and go and do your own research from now on, because that's what everyone should be doing. Yes. Do your research, please. Yes. Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys.
No worries, everyone.
All right, guys, here with Calvin. We had a few conversations just before camera started rolling here, but this is the general temperature that we're getting with the community and stuff. So, Calvin, I totally understand. There's not a lot of political understanding when it comes to, the politics and stuff, but everyone knew.
People are just here to play, so it's harder to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, exactly. But of course, with Bill C21, it's going to make things a lot more difficult. Mm-hmm. Right now, if you look on a lot of websites, Canadian websites to get airsoft guns, it's a lot harder because they're delaying shipments because there's a chance that the bill might go through, and then that means that airsoft's going to get banned and people are not going to make profit, so they don't want to be shipping stuff right now, right?
Exactly. It is a big risk, exactly, and that's playing into some of the community fears and everything like that. And that's what we're here to try and kind of
uncertainty going around, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the uncertainty, right? So that being said, they have called an election. The federal government is going to dissolve, and then from there we'll have a federal election. Guys, make sure you go out and vote. So if you aren't aware, for the viewers out there and everything like that, we have been talking. There's Task Force 170 on Facebook. They're a Facebook group here locally in BC that is trying to help push for liberal suppression, which is basically the main aim of this campaign. It doesn't matter what you are politically and stuff like that. Basically, the main thing is just kind of denying the liberals the seats, right? They want to have that majority government so they can push bills through without any oversight and everything like that.
The important thing is to be able to keep the hobby going alive, right?
Exactly.
If C21 goes through, airsoft done. So if
C21 goes through as is, it is done. So the main thing I think, guys, that we're all pushing for is obviously the amendments, the changes, anything that we can do to kind of mitigate the absurdity of some of that bill. I know everyone's kind of reading through and shaking their heads, and that's okay, because some of those people had no clue when they were writing that bill, and that's all right. It's part of life doing that, not knowing things. But appreciate the time. Thank you. And it does seem that you are aware of the political goings on and stuff. I don't want to call out your political affiliation, but I really appreciate you knowing what's going on when it comes to affecting your sport. And hopefully you're going to do your research and you go out there with your friends and discuss, and
hopefully other people do their research as well to keep the hobby going live, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Do your research, right? What do they got to do? They got to
do your research.
Do your research, guys. Yeah, exactly. Please. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one, Matt.
Okay, guys, here with Julian, another member of our community and stuff. We were talking right before we started filming there, but, obviously, it's a little bit of an uncomfortable situation with C21 going around and looming over our heads, and the Liberals have called an election here. So, obviously we know the name of the game. They're a minority. They want to be the majority. What the name of the game is suppression. So, any thoughts and opinions on that? I know you were talking right off the bat there, so just keep going.
Yeah, it was just kind of the whole thing is kind of silly. I mean, they're just toys. We're out here having fun, right? And at the end of the day, I'd rather be robbed by someone with a toy gun than a real one. All this is going to do is push people to acquire weapons, real weapons, illegally in other ways. It's dangerous. It actually causes a problem. And I don't know how many firearm related deaths we're having in Canada, but Those ones are completely different. Those are real guns, like that people are getting, like either illegally or legally, and just using them. Right? It's just sad that like they'll be willing to shut down such a big part of our economy as well. Or it's bigger than it was. It's getting bigger. Like there's hundreds of thousands of people that are employed by this throughout Canada. And it'd just be a real shame to see it all crushed just because one guy wants like absolute power over it. Like, what was it that they were doing it for? The leader of the Conservatives or something. He had like an agenda behind it. I don't remember what it was though. But
It's okay. Okay. Well, so the main point here that I'm trying to get across, thank you. I love the political passion, right? So just in case you were unaware, and then for our viewers as well, is make sure you look up Task Force 170 on Facebook. They're a Facebook group that's in our local constituency here, just the Lower Mainland. And what they're doing and what the job is, the name of the game, guys, is liberal suppression. So they have a minority government. They want that majority government. What we're doing is we're going around trying to help people understand that, if you're living in a constituency that has that close second, if we can get that to flip, we can deny them the seats, then that's the main point. If we can deny them the seats, they can't push this bill through again.
Oh, that's what it is too. That was the guy. He's doing it just so that he gets enough seats so that he can take power. Yeah. It's not even so much about like people's safety. It's literally a power move to get voters on his side. Yeah. And it's a real shame.
The political game is an ugly mess. I think I'll stick to Airsoft.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Julian.
Thank you.
Another local favorite, Steven. Great. Thanks for answering questions, man. So yeah, the Liberals have called for a federal election. I know you did see some grumblings on that. We were talking right before. You're not too politically well versed, but that's okay. That's the main point of this, guys. Teaching, education. That's what we're all about. So obviously, C21, that big ugly thing looming over our heads. It's a little bit uncomfortable. So I was explaining to some of the other members of the community as well, and I know you've seen some of the popcorn comments there on the Facebook groups, guys. Yeah. So Task Force 170, guys. That's right. I was explaining to you just before. 170, guys. That's the number of seats the Liberal government requires to create a majority government. That is what we are trying to deny. Okay. Whether flipping a riding. That is the main strategy of today's game and everything. Is trying to make sure that if we've got a Liberal constituency, we're going to try and see if we can get that flip back to the close second that was before, whether that was Conservative, whether that was NDP, it doesn't matter. Anyone that's not Liberal. That's the main point of the game right now. Yeah, because basically if they can push this through with a majority government, they can pass the bill without any changes, without any opposition. Yeah, and that's not how we want it right now and stuff. So, you know what? Appreciate this. Thank you for taking the time and learning. And guys, remember, do your own research, guys. The most important thing is getting out there voting, right? Whether you know a little, whether you know a lot, talk to your friends, talk to your family. That's what this is about, creating discussion and creating dialogue between us, because we all come from different walks of life. And I think Airsoft is what we all revolve around. So, that's the main point.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know much like before I started looking into it at all. And if you don't know much, all you can do is ask people who do, right?
Exactly.
And they'll help you out.
And no one's going to make you feel bad. The people who do make you feel bad are not your friends. They're not good people. Shut up, those people. Okay? Ask people. Guys, if you ever have any questions, you can come up to myself. You can come up to Poi, right? Yeah, exactly. Poi, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Poi. Right? We will help you guys out, okay? The main game, guys, is community, and that's what we're going to do. Michael! We're getting Michael, okay? Here we go. Thank you, Steven. Hey, Mike. How you doing? So I was just attacking your teammate there, and we're going around asking people about the federal election that's being announced. How do you feel about it?
There's an election?
They did just announce it.
When was that?
There's an election coming. All right. Hey, guys. So obviously, the Liberals, their main game is that they would like to get a majority government. I know that you've watched that popcorn stuff on Facebook groups that we've all been laughing and commenting on. Task Force 170, not a joke. They are actually working very hard to try and help any local ridings that are close to flipping. Task Force 170 being the number of seats that the Liberal government is requiring to create a majority government. And that's what we're trying to do, is avoid those, right? So basically deny, suppress, C21 goes poof. That's how we go, guys. That's what we're trying to do. How does that make you feel?
I actually didn't even know that there was an election coming on. That's so early.
Guys, this is why we're out here doing God's work, okay? Airsoft gods. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Michael.
Isn't the actual election supposed to happen like a little later or something?
No, like they literally just announced it. Yeah, how did you miss all the...
so soon? I've been working.
I work too.
I've been so busy working.
Happens, guys. All right. Well, this is why we're here for you, man. This is exactly awesome. So I'm glad we can help you. If you haven't seen, because I know that you are involved when you have the time. Sorry, I know work's been busy for you, and I get that, guys. It happens. Okay, look up Task Force 170 on Facebook.
I remember seeing
Exactly.
them,
That was our good friend Justin there, right? Him and a group of guys are all working together to try and push, for political change. And it doesn't matter what party or anything like that. The main goal, guys, is no liberals. That's the main thing. Okay, it's a little political, but that's how it goes. All right. So awesome. Thank you, man. I'm glad we could inform you.
Well, thanks for letting me know.
All right, Adam. So we're going around asking members of the community. You are a strong pillar of our community here. Thank you for all the hard work that you do here. But the Liberals, they've called an election. You are aware of this?
Yes, I actually found out this morning, right when I got here.
Okay, perfect. And I know you have been, keeping up with some of the Facebook grumblings and some of the comments on there and stuff. So you are aware of Task Force 170?
Yes, I've seen a few of their posts.
Okay, perfect. So obviously, guys, we are not trying to be a political party. We're not trying to tell anyone what to do, who to vote for, or anything like that. Except don't vote Liberal. That's the main thing, right? Basically, what we want to try to do is deny those 170 seats, because if the Liberals get that majority government, they can pass C-21 without any changes, and that means that we are all outlaws. As badass as we want to be, that is not what we want to do. So denying those seats, that's the most important thing. Obviously, is there any advice that you have for any kind of members out there in community and stuff? It's, it's the basics, right? Go do your research, get out there, vote, do your part.
Vote. Make sure you go vote. It's way easier than it's in the States. And your employers do have to legally let you.
Okay, there you guys go. You get paid time to go vote, so there's literally no excuse. Thank you, Adam. Hey, Mason, here with you and your +1. She looks nice. Going around asking the community, basically, they did just announce a federal election that is going to be coming up here at the end of September, right, boys? September 20th, right? There we go, right? So, federal election coming up. How does that make you feel with kind of C-21 looming in the background?
Save Airsoft.
Save Airsoft?
Save Airsoft.
You would like to save Airsoft?
Save Airsoft.
Do you think we can save Airsoft?
If everyone does their part.
Do you know how we can save Airsoft?
Vote not Trudeau.
Perfect. Great. And great opener right there, guys. Yeah, so basically right now we are trying...
I don't care what political views you have, just don't vote Trudeau.
So you care?
Only a little bit. I only cared about saving Airsoft.
Only a little bit.
Just hair in my nose.
So, Adam, I'm going around asking members of the community, obviously, how they feel and what they see coming up with the federal election that's been announced and everything. C-21 is that bad bill that's hanging over our heads, looking to ban airsoft, make us all criminals. Obviously, that being one of the big things, elephant in the room kind of thing. How does this kind of make you feel going into the election, and if you are aware of it and any such forms like that?
Well, for us, I know our family, it's gonna play a big part in our voting as well. Yeah. We come here every Saturday. I come with 3 of my kids. Yeah. It's a nice way of just getting out with the kids and getting exercise away from TV and away from electronics, fresh air. Exercise.
Video games, real life, right?
It is. That lets them realize that if it was real, it'd be really scary, and it's something we don't want any part of. Exactly. So for our family, it's also a big safety issue too. We want to make sure that it's done safely, and at least it brings the kids here in a safe environment, and they're away from the streets and not playing with it around the house or nothing like that. Yeah. The children all love it. Yep. Can't complain.
And you yourself have played it?
I play every week with them. To me, it's if my kids weren't doing it, I wouldn't be doing it. To me, it's more bothered.
It's a bit of bonding for you guys, right? I mean, something for you to relate to them about, and sometimes little Timmy there didn't wash his dishes, and you can pop a little cap in his little butt there. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, guys. Okay.
No, it keeps them in line at home. It does, for sure. It lets them look forward to something.
Yeah, something to put their passion into, right? Yeah, exactly. So obviously, C-21 there, the big bad bill that's elephant in the room, and the election being called, they're trying to go for that majority government. I don't know if you are aware of our electoral system and stuff, but it's the 170 seats that the Liberal government is looking to secure to get them that majority government where they can pass bills without having to, have any opposition and such. So right now, we're just kind of going around informing people of Task Force 170. It's a Facebook group there, just locally, that has been put together with some of our local community members. They're going around helping and informing people of just kind of the local ridings, what their MPs are doing in their area and such, and they're just trying to put people in place with understanding that we might not be able to win every single seat, but if we can deny some of those key seats to the Liberals, that's how we can kind of secure. Exactly. That's the thing. So if you haven't had a chance, be sure to check that out. I know some of your kids are of voting age and everything like that. So perfect. If that's something that you can start a discussion at home, I'm sure you guys have already started that and everything. So yeah, this is just us coming out here, little temperature check. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And
for us, it's a big deal. My oldest daughter, her first time voting was last year, and now my younger daughter, she's able to vote this year. So for sure, we'll be out there voting.
Yeah, and there's going to be some talking going probably in the car ride home today.
None of them want to lose the stuff that they save their allowance for and they buy and they spend their own money on.
And at the end, you're not hurting anyone. I mean, the laws that have been proposed, as good as intended they might be, they're really not doing anything. So hopefully we can get some changes in there and we don't give them that 170 seats where they can just pass that bill without any changes there. So
for sure.
Awesome. I appreciate you taking the time for us, and thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, yeah, so going around, obviously, we've going around asking members of the community here about the federal election that was just announced, and I did just inform you of that.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. That's good. That's step one there. Step two, C-21, that's that big ugly bill that's looming over our head that's going to make us into criminals. That's not something that we enjoy, correct?
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So, that being said, 170. That's the number of seats that the Liberals require to form their majority government to try and push the bills through without any opposition or change. Task Force 170, that's the new Facebook group that's been formed locally. They're the ones that are spearheading the political push here to try and deny the Liberals the seats, 170 being the number of seats that the Liberals need to create their majority government. So I don't care where your political aspirations lie, or any of you guys, okay? Or you at home, okay? The main thing is doing the research, going out there, voting, getting involved in the community and such like that. So do you have any advice for anyone that's out there that's on the fence or wondering or thinking that one vote doesn't matter? Because, guys, every vote matters.
I don't know, man. Just start the conversation. Make sure that you're informed about what's going on, the laws of what's trying to be proposed, and talk to your MPs. I personally talked to Terry Beach in North Burnaby about what's going on. So he knows about what's going on. Hopefully he opposes it as well. Talking to him, he feels that it's should be a legal sport, so we'll see where it goes from there.
Awesome. Appreciate you doing your due diligence and reaching out to your local MPs. Guys, it's not too late to reach out to your MPs as well, so make sure you look up who you are or who is representing your local riding. Do your research, go out there, ask the tough, hard questions that we are wondering, like how is this going to help Canadians with safety? Answer that one, Bill Blair. And yeah, that's the most important thing, so appreciate you taking the time.
I'd like to just make the point that the more people you inform about this and the more you inform yourself about this, the more it'll help. So just inform yourself, inform others, and that's the best way that things are going to move forward.
Awesome. I don't think I could have said it any better, Will. Thank you. Appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. And yeah, thank you guys at home for watching.
Take care.
All right, here with Dave Ramsey and his daughter. We haven't seen you in a long time. She's growing up. That's crazy. I know. She was this tall, and now she's this tall. All right, so moving on. Obviously, guys, the political announcement that has recently come out, the federal election. Dave, I have seen you online there and stuff. We've all been watching that, popping the popcorn, reading the Facebook groups. A lot of Facebook lawyers out there, I know, thinking that they know what they're talking about. It's crazy. If you're one of those people, stop. Okay, but going around, obviously, asking people about the election, the election that is coming up and everything. C-21, that elephant in the room that's hanging over our heads, and we're all kind of wondering about it. How are you feeling going into this election cycle? What is it that you want to see? And basically, yeah, exactly what you were telling me just before we got on camera there.
Yeah, well, it is a lot more than C-21 for Canadians in general. I mean, C-21 targets airsofters, specifically targets us. So we need to, I'm not against gun control. I think the laws, they need to be rewritten a little bit better than they are. And the new one that comes out, I'm not against, but again, it's the wording and some of the stuff needs to be figured out. I'd like to see them go more along the lines that BC with their, Bill 41, Bill 4, exactly. They came out, along the lines of that. I think we need to regulate this airsoft too, because I'd hate to see somebody walking around with one of these outside, or with their parents around, parents in 19 plus, to buy the guns and to transport the guns, and I think we need to it needs to be thought out a little better than
Definitely having a well thought out regulatory program is definitely what's going to keep us afloat and everything. And then, yeah, you know, going out in public, guys, like we've all seen those creepy, cringy videos in downtown Vancouver. Don't do that. You don't want to get flashbanged, guys. It's not a good time, okay? It's not an airsoft flashbang. It's a real one.
Leave it at the field.
Yeah. Leave it at the field. Leave it in the gun bag.
Leave it in the house.
In the house.
Don't check it. Don't try it out in the backyard. You never know who's watching. Neighbors. You don't know. And then we're in a politically charged climate right now with guns and gun control, and
the last thing you want to do is put a target on your back.
Exactly. And you know, I mean, you know, they look scary, but it's not. I've been hit many times, and it, you know, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, yeah, you just got to be smart about this stuff. Okay. It's got to be thought out. You can't just knee-jerk reaction to Nova Scotia, unfortunately.
I know. Emotional stuff.
Yeah, and I think, you know, and we got to ask, why is Trudeau pushing C-21, but he's lowering the maximum, the minimums for gun? Like, come on.
I know. There's a lot of things in there that to unpack and that don't make sense, guys. We are not a political channel. We'll stay away from that. But obviously, yeah, I know you're informed on that and everything like that. I know your little one here might not be quite as well versed as you and the other. I caught Cameron there earlier and stuff. So basically, 170. I know you know those numbers, but you might not. So 170 seats. That's the number of seats that the Liberals require to make the majority government that they're missing right now. So what they want to do is get that majority government. They can pass bills without having to talk to anyone else. That's what we're trying to deny them. So if you have had a chance to laugh, but hopefully you can join in on the conversations, guys. Task Force 170 on Facebook. Okay, they're the local group here that's trying to push for that political arm. It's not about political affiliations, guys, other than denying the Liberals a seat. So anybody but Liberal. That's what we're trying to go for right now, and appreciate you just taking the moment to talk to us right now.
No worries. Thanks.
Okay, good seeing you.
Awesome.
Hey guys, Poi here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this was informative for you. Our goal here is to inform the Airsoft community that there is an election coming up on September 20th. C21 will be at a turning point. If the Liberal government does not gain a majority in Parliament, then C21 will go away. If the Liberal government gains a majority, then C21 will pass through without any opposition or amendments. Task Force 170's goal is to combat a Liberal majority. It takes 170 seats to gain majority. Their goal is to flip seats away from the Liberal or hold seats that are not Liberal. If you would like to help or volunteer, please check them out. Task Force 170, Facebook, or Discord. Link down in the description below. Please do your research, find out more about what this election means to you. Let's go out there and save our hobby. Other than that, we will be doing a podcast about Task Force 170 and as well as the federal election for this Friday. Alright, see you guys later.